Welcome to Wall Street Confidential. I'm Greg Greenberg. Here with Jim Cramer. Jim, I want to do a tech rundown.
Sure.
Because that Yahoo News, Yahoo's selling off about 12%.
I mean, I have to
and you had your concerns last week.
Yeah, I told people on ActionAlertsPlus.com that, look, I have no faith at all. They raised the bar so big. Semel did something that I really want to just touch on for a second. He repeatedly pre-announced a better-than-expected quarter. And
Very
then he
happy about Panama. All smiles,
right, and then he
said.
delivered a very bad quarter. They had been blaming this fellow Dan Rosensweig as their inability to be able to forecast because he was basically fudging the numbers. And he's been gone, and it's clearly not their fault. I'm now beginning to believe that Sue Decker's quite over her head. I also believe that Semel has virtually checked out. Now, the board really hasn't cared, which means that the stock can languish here. I don't think anyone's going to acquire
it. Seems like it's more of a market share issue. I think that's the consensus on Wall Street. I mean,
well, it is, but it's also just a management issue. I mean, these guys are losing their franchise right underneath them. Nobody seems to care.
Can we talk about Seagate? It's down 7% today. People aren't using disks.
PCs are a bad business.
Well, everyone wants iPods, not PCs.
Yeah, and I think that memory is not a good business. Comag's not a good business. Western Digital's not been a good business. These are cyclical businesses, and they're out of favor, and there also is a secular attack on them from Flash. So I can't come up with a thesis to own Seagate.
Okay, Motorola's getting a slight bounce because RIM had some bad news with that outage.
Right.
That said, why does Carl Icahn want to get involved with Motorola?
I don't know. When I look at Motorola,
3%, I don't know
right
why.
now, I would tell you that Ed Zander, who came in like gangbusters, is doing quite a bad job. This is another one where if Zander were to leave, you pick up 3 or 4 points. He's become one of these Hall of Shame guys too.
All right. Finally, Intel. You know,
nothing,
the inline quarter.
Nothing. There's nothing there. Intel. I mean, maybe it goes to 22. There's nothing there. It's
dead in the water.
Well, it's.
If you had a button, what would you hit?
Nothing. There's nothing there. A lot of cash. Maybe AMD falls more apart. But again, it's levered to PCs, and that's not an important business in the economy anymore.
All right, so once again, do we come back to tech in the summer call?
Oh, in August, September, the expectations will be low enough to be able to do it. I have been very negative tech for some time, and there are stocks that defy that, like the semiconductor equipment, but the call's looking pretty good.
All right, Jim Cramer, Greg Greenberg, we're talking about tech on Wall Street Confidential.